Good, good, good.
I didn't go that.
Alrighty. All right. To you then.
Hello, guys. Welcome back.
Welcome back to Trekyards Live.
No, welcome back to a tacky Cardassian fascist eyesore.
I mean, some people like it.
I mean, yeah, but some people don't.
Yeah. I guess this is first time there, probably.
My picture's all not centered properly.
Yes, I just moved it.
Okay.
Don't know why it's not.
Anyhow. Yeah, so we're going to talk about Deep Space Nine, the return after 23 years. Kind of a return.
Which I knew that was that was what I wanted to say for certain, but then to actually have the 23 and now knowing, like, so damn, that's a testament, isn't it?
We got some super chats to start us off, so let's get to those. Not a band account throws in $2.
Thank you.
Bajoran is hot as Lieutenant Shax or Colonel Kira. Well, those are different metrics altogether. So
yes, one is ripped beyond belief, one is small. So if that's your metric, then they stand out muchly for that.
Not a band account, $2. Seeing that Discovery Klingons are confirmed canon. How are they confirmed canon? I don't understand the super chat.
And also they're already canon because they're inside of Discovery. So that's a bit of a redundant statement. Anyway, but let us know what and why.
And Ozzy Maderos throws in $2. How fast you post go over speed bumps? The posted limit. That's how they work.
Oh yeah, you posted a video about that. What was that about?
It's a fucking story.
Oh, was it a rant alert video basically?
It is. It's a short one, yeah.
Okay.
They just put speed bumps in the school zone near our house.
Okay.
And since they're new, everybody like slows right down.
Mm.
So when you go over them, it's like they're designed to go at taken at the speed limit of 40 kilometers an hour, which is the school zone speed. When you hit them at that, it's like a ba-dum, ba-dum. It's like not a big deal.
Yeah.
And everybody's just like, "Whoa, we gotta stop!" Like, no, you fucking don't.
But to see his full rant, check out his video. It's worth it, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And I'm just bloody OBS is telling me it's not something's up with the stream. I lowered the quality, but I'm not doing anything else. I don't know why. You guys tell me if you notice anything. Nothing should be going on, but it says something is going on. So you tell us how we sound and look.
Trekyards is going on. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that shouldn't fix it.
So, I think we need a poll.
Oh! Yes. What sort of... Do you want to do one?
I'm thinking. It's hurting my brain. And my throat's really sore. Yesterday and today I've been losing my voice. So.
Oh no. Oh god.
Just a heads up.
So Stuart will be the pretty one, I'll be the talker this week. Okay.
Yes.
That's fair. You can just use one bleep. I'm piking. You know, beep beep. Maybe show a little button. Beep. So what do you think of this thing? Beep. You liked it.
Yeah.
Dear me.
Hey, I got a poll here.
Okay, and it's sad because you're the DS9 fan of the two of us. Specifically, you are Mr. DS9. But it's nice to finally put some spoilers in the thumbnails because it's been enough time. So we're going to put Kieran and Reese. Bloody huzzah. Yeah. How many of you did sort of feel the gravity of this? I'm sure that those that sort of watch DS9 the show regularly, it doesn't feel the time has passed. But 23 years since the last episode, that's a very, very long time, and there's been no back to DS9 in anything.
Yeah.
Yes, there's been a cameo here and there of the actors coming back, but not as their characters.
I didn't know how much I missed it until I saw it.
Yeah.
and the episode was over, and it's like, that was a satisfying DS9 episode.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
and I figured out why they got rid of a lot of the Starfleet personnel and just have Bajorans there, because they still haven't got rid of those Gold Ducat programs that said attention Bajoran workers, and a lot of the Starfleet people were getting like kind of annoyed with that, so they just figured they'd just fill it with Bajoran workers, just so they wouldn't have to change anything.
Right, that one subroutine was undeletable. And it looks like OBS is now stabilized, so I think we're good now. I didn't do anything, so that's a good sign when it fixes itself without doing anything.
So I created a poll if you want to read it.
Oh, yes. Stuart asks, we're excited to see DS9 again after so long, yes or no? 2 options, although he could have done a yes and a yes. Wouldn't have blamed him. But
then we would have got 100%.
It does certainly make me wonder, will we get the Enterprise go back to Enterprise episode, the Voyager go back to Voyager episode? Because he has now opened up the floodgates of it could be. But this
Apparently he said he wants to get Enterprise actors back somehow.
Yeah, he said to polls since before season 1 came out.
Yeah. So we'll see. All right, guys, hit that like button if you haven't already. You know the routine. Do you want to go share this, Samuel?
Yes. In a second.
Sore throat ramble. Hit the like button if you haven't already, guys, and we're going to talk about DS9, your thoughts on it, anything you noticed in this episode that you really liked or thought was wrong, or we just want to hear your thoughts. How happy are you that we're back to DS9 after 23 years? So please super chat in. We will read all the super chats on the air. You basically make us say whatever you guys put in the super chat, so take that for what it's worth. You can have us say anything. Also, like I said, like the video. Let's try to get to 50 likes. And if you want to join the channel, we'd really appreciate that as well. There's a join button down there. Hit that and consider helping us on a monthly basis that way, or head on over to Patreon/Trekyards. That's another monthly based system where you can help us out, and we really appreciate it all because we like making all this content for you. We love talking about Star Trek, and we need to be able to keep doing this, and we really enjoy it. So if you can help us out in any way, please do so. Also, check the description down below. There is links to Teespring and TeePublic. We have some really great TeePublic shirts and mugs and all that kind of stuff with Trekyards branding on them. So if you guys want anything Trekyards based, that's the place to go. They always have good deals and good sales on at TeePublic. So check it out. Add stuff to your cart, and when there's a sale on, take advantage of it and scoop those things up. We really appreciate that as well. All your support helps. Just share the videos around, share the content, be part of our community. We got a great community here that likes to talk about Trek, and we really want to hear what you guys have to say because you generate our conversation. We don't like, speaking in a vacuum, as it were, just having me and Samuel's opinions. We kind of want your thoughts as well. That's why we encourage you guys to super chat and let us know your thoughts. So if you can, please do. We really appreciate that. All right, and go vote on the poll. Spoken.
Yes. So what's the reaction been now? It's been a few days to the DS9 since your ear is more to the ground than mine is in this particular segment of the community.
Yeah, I haven't heard much actually. I haven't heard anything new, honestly. Like the most of the chatter about it was the first 2 days. Which is surprising. It's weird. Lower Decks is weird. It's one of the best shows, and yet it's very rarely talked about, honestly. I don't know. I just don't think it has the attention of all of the people that would really enjoy it, which is kind of sad. We're one of the only YouTube channels that do reviews on it, so I don't know, man.
Quark fan favorite to nth degree, Kira also fan thoroughly enjoyed. You would think those 2 names would be enough to have a parade almost for bringing them back. Yeah, it's I don't know if season 2 seems to have more of a punch. Certainly Riker's appearance in season 1, Packler's in season 2, Wage Douche being a great episode, but maybe people are not bored of Lower Decks, just not as engaged. Maybe the first couple turned people off. Maybe some people came with episode 1, thought it was good, or 2 and 3 weren't good. Stop watching because watch it later.
Could be. I mean, I think Matt's got it right there. Where a lot of people just don't give it a chance because it's animation. So
you would think a long-time DS9 fan, to hear these guys are back, you would go watch the episode. Especially if it's free on Amazon Prime. But if this is the show that's the case. I mean, it's, you know, these sorts of, you know, Mike's paying the money to these actors back to try and galvanise and get more of the audience, because in theory you should get a huge segment of the DS9 audience, because you are at DS9 respectfully, not comedically, with to the actors back and new story of Quark. I mean, that should be really huge.
Yeah, it's carrying on the characters to see where they are a few years after the end of the series, which is nice. Yeah, because all we've had is beta canon and books and stuff, which I've gone into quite a bit of detail, and you know, the station actually got destroyed and there was a new one.
Yeah.
And that's kind of all been brushed aside now because of this, which is awesome. So
I mean, no offense to Andrew, but who likes that DS9-2 design?
It's fine for an early like Starbase or Starfleet outpost, like NX era. It's got that kind of look to it, but nothing to replace Deep Space Nine. No.
Yeah,
that's a whole discussion on its own.
That is, although it does make for, hey, look, we've got a new thing for our, you know, front covers. You know, becomes an outing.
If it was just the DS9 aesthetic with 3 pylons instead of 4 and stuff like that, but Starfleetized, I think it might be better. But it just looks like a gyroscope floating in space, and it's kind of sad. But oh well. We're not here to talk about that today. We're talking about the excitement of having Deep Space Nine back after 23 years. Man, that's incredible. And it's only, 3 years after the series ended?
Yeah, it's got to be about that. Well, no, if it's post-Nemesis, Nemesis is quite a while. I'll do some research, because now I'm saying post-Nemesis, it feels like it should be quite a while. Let me look.
Yeah.
Let's try.
Dan says he subscribed to 4 other YouTubers that mention Lower Decks. I guess Trek Culture, Trek Central, Salty Trekker. I don't know. I don't think Lori Loaded would.
Doomcock doesn't bother.
They mention it, but did they do it? They mention it, but do they do in-depth reviews and that kind of stuff? Like, I somehow doubt it. I don't know. It's just not as prevalent as the live-action stuff.
It should be the most popular, though. It's between 5 and 6 years after.
5 and 6 years, okay. That's fine. That's good.
No, that's interesting, actually. I guess it was I mean, 5 years feels like an intentional plan to migrate the station over to entirely Bajoran control, or, you know, almost entirely. Although you would think that, given the importance of the wormhole, it's not going to go down, and while it is a Bajoran station, they own it, you would think there's no way a little ditzy planet with a little ditzy militia with no starships worth a damn, because the Bajoran Raiders
somebody around when Cerritos shows up.
Well, yeah, that too. I mean, one Bajoran Raider can't destroy anything, let alone, and even 5 years, they're not going to be able to design and build new ships that are effective, whereas Starfleet, so you'd think this place would always be sort of vaguely under a sense of martial control, you know, martial law, and, you know, like, well, we are the Starfleet, we need to have a presence here. Even with peace, well, I mean, you can't have ships 10 hours away, you know?
Yeah, well, they do have a presence, because Mask, the Orion guys.
I just mean the command central location. It would have been nice to have seen like 2 officers within, or even
maybe they share custody 50-50. This was the Bajoran shift.
Maybe this was Delta Shift. Fucking Delta Shift.
There you go.
Well, it would have been kind of cute actually if Major Kira had a Starfleet second in command who's a peppy young, aggressive, you know, female or male, like to mirror that, you know, Kira. That would have been quite cute, like exact role reversal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
Not a band account, $2. Will O'Connell return Cisco from atop the koala?
Yes.
Who's O'Connell?
I think he means Outrageous O'Connell. Acuna.
Oh, the Outrageous Acuna.
I think so. It is also
Matt Boardman.
Oh.
$10. Thank you so much, Matt. I can't even begin to describe how awesome it was to see DS9 again. I've gone back to watch 4 times now, and the scene where Kira looks out the window with that music cue hits me in the feels every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that is the arty shot. I mean, they know that it was missing stuff in the background. They know it was missing any sort of life. It felt very season 1-y of DS9, like we're not going to spend the budget on other things, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like when you start breaking down the episode, you can see, which we did, but I mean after the fact you kind of linger on it, you can see where they made the shortcuts to allow them to do so much, but actually, you know, repeating elements, etc. Pretty important to save money on those things.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yes, 37 votes on the poll. Go vote, guys. Somebody screwed it up, of course, but that's okay.
It happens.
And hit that like button. Let's get the likes up, guys. Okay, let's see.
But definitely, well, at the very least, you know, if you want DS9 video games. I mean,
Well, there is one, The Fallen.
no, but I mean new ones.
I know.
I don't mean old ones, because like doesn't contain a greater canon anymore. Just, you've still got all these people who are alive, and if you do voice actor only, you could do a great, you know, Jadzia and Bashir game on DS9, whatever. It's such a shockingly lacking environment to actually have any sort of video games. I know obviously Resurgence, if that's what it's called. I know it's expensive to make video games, of course it is, but there's got to be some medium that you can create meaningful video games that, you know.
Yeah, I agree. And apparently O'Connell is the Ascension guy. Okay, thank you, not a band account. I remember O'Connell now, I just didn't remember his name. No, I think new games for each of these series would be great while we have the people, for sure. But it seems like a no-brainer, but it's a lot of money, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of investment, need a lot of people involved. I just wish CBS would realize that they're kind of sitting on a potential gold mine and actually take advantage of it, because
especially as it'll grab younger audiences, because they're the video game generation, and by younger I mean anyone under 30.
Yeah.
You know, anybody, because I mean so many of us have given Trek from when we were young, and that's all we need. But you know, hopefully you'd like to think this Telltale style game is going to be the gateway, because those things are not as... So a big part of game development is graphical design. If you release a game with an IP that is notable, you sort of expect the highest end with that. And graphic fidelity, it isn't always so much as you can turn on or not turn on a feature, you know, like reflection, ray tracing or whatever. It's that when you assume you're going to have these high-end features, well, suddenly all of your models are going to be incredibly high quality to match that level of fidelity, or the texturing is going to be handcrafted. And then when you go into a new alien location, we've got to craft the rocks and the buildings and all this stuff, and the higher you aim for in the baseline, the more detail everything needs. And that line only gets higher every year without the relative it doesn't get much quicker, but it expects to be better. Whereas Telltale was always interesting with their games. They didn't change their video game engine for about 10 years. It looked crap-ish from day one, but stylized. It looked absolute trash from the end of it, because they didn't update it, because it was efficient pipeline, and the audience sort of said, we would accept this level of 2007 quality in 2016 because it's getting out there, and it's enough to tell a story. So I would be fine with a mid-level looking game that looks like it's out 2013.
But you want a computer game or a console game, not a mobile game, right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Because mobile games are generally crap.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you limit the asset needs to a level that's more easily achievable, and then if you do something like, well, this game is going to share assets with this game, if everything's First Contact era, then you could all, if they don't tend to share, you could all share phase rifles and shuttles, and so a lot of stuff that would be generally useful, that would be great. You know, and when you start not needing the highest level fidelity, which Resurgence isn't the best looking, it's good looking, but you can see the things they've skimped on. That's fine. I'd rather have it be that. I think we'd accept that as an audience. I don't think we'd have a problem with that. A bit more narrative, And then that click and play, that's what a lot of the old games were. You live with the characters, you're in the world, you're walking around, you've got relatively linear path. It's maybe you play it twice because different endings, but then you have different episodes or you have different universes or you have different characters. I mean, that sells itself.
Is there a release date for Resurgence?
Well, I thought it was this year because it was like announced last year.
Yeah,
but
and I think Supernova is middle of October kind of thing.
Yeah, that's real soon. Yeah, coming this
but I
year.
haven't seen anything about it, either one of them.
And even the website is the exact same website with the initial launch reveal, and you would like to think that, yeah, December 10th, 2021. So it was announced almost a year ago, and they've not even changed the website to have anything in the website. Certainly
not
worrying.
A good sign. Not a good sign, because a lot of those video games, like, people get ramped up for them, and then something happens, and team gets fired or they go bankrupt or something and it never gets released.
And this is the sad thing, all the graphical people expect higher graphics in that year that you've been developing, and it's like, well, shit, now I've got to go back and enhance everything from a certain point. Or like you say, a new developer comes in and says, guys, we can do better, and it's like, well, should we keep the quality or go better? And I'm looking at the announcement trailer, 2 different comments by Keith and Stu. So it's now September 10th 2022 and we still don't have a release date for this game. The game was supposed to release back in spring 2022. It still says release date is spring 2022. And on some pages, but it's way beyond that.
Oh, man.
Do the right thing.
That's worrying.
If that gets cancelled, man, that would be a real loss to the community. Because we need stuff like that. At that level, we need stuff like that.
Yeah. Sean O'Sullivan, though, throws in €2.
Oh,
thank you, Sean. Kira with the ball and looking out the window got me. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Not a band account. $2. Surprised Mariner didn't reference Melora as an ex.
Jesus. There was one thing that's new though. Is that there's a comic book that goes with the Resurgence, so that's coming out within the next couple of weeks. There's a comic book, 5 comics by IDW. I mean, that's what's in the pipeline earlier, but boy, if that thing gets cancelled, there's supplementary material. Feels a bit dodge.
Well, I know you know how I feel about those countdown or pre-release comics.
You feel
like,
nothing.
oh, this is exciting, and then it just all gets just nope, that not even important anymore. Just oh my goodness.
And it's amazing that Picard comic sort of was good, and then it just fade off interest wise.
Yep.
I guess it's always that ambitious. We want to have cool material, but especially since a lot of the time you hear that those people designing the side material don't get the scripts for the show. So how can you make a prequel to be thematically relevant when you don't even know the story? Whereas if you do it for real, you tell them and give them all the scripts. They'd know all these clever things. If you do something clever, and it would link in beautifully. But they don't want to spoil stuff, which I get, but that's just not a good thing.
George Mangrum, $2.
Thanks.
There is a Star Trek Prodigy game coming out. Yes, we were just talking about that. That's Supernova.
But that's...
No, wait a minute. No. Is it?
That's
yeah,
this one,
yeah.
That one's tricky because it's definitely aimed at children. You know, very simple gameplay. It's not Daj. What's his name? Dal. Daj and Soji and Dal. Dal and Gwen going pew pew around planets. It looks like what it is. Fun for what it is. Honestly, and this sounds sad, but all I'm thinking is hopefully someone can rip the game asset so I can have the character models. But then it's also because you're so far away from them, they won't be very high quality. But
yeah,
wouldn't it be nice to have a Protostar, Stuart?
It would
and
be.
They would have a Protostar in it.
Apparently, there's been a lot of ads on this live for a few people, which we haven't done the ad thing once. But YouTube is becoming TV, apparently.
Well, do a real ad, Stuart, see how many people see it.
And here we go now. That was the one that we selected. Not the ad, but the time. So.
It's weird.
Damn.
Well, we don't know.
We don't control YouTube. Wish we did. Eric Martin, $5.
Thank you.
Please read this cap. LOL. I would have liked to have seen more ships docked. No piano black, which is a plus. No piano black. What do you mean? I would have liked to see more ships docked too. Or at least buzzing around doing things.
Well, any.
Even in orbit, like around the station, would have been nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, any is the answer.
Sean says, yeah, I've had 4 or 5 ads glitching in half, showing, etc. Sounds like a new YouTube thing. Sorry, man. Matthew says 3 ads.
Well,
We
I
did
hope.
not get an ad when we did it.
Well, I hope we get the money for those ads that we didn't decide or pick.
Probably not. Welcome to YouTube.
That's weird. I still remember the day that they started doing. I remember the day when YouTube started doing 2 ads, and it was like, how 2 ads? It used to be maybe 1 ad, not every time you watched, and then it became 2 ads, then non-skippable, and it's like, Jesus Christ. Oh.
Yeah, and even Dave Moon is like randomly getting loads of ads too. What the hell?
Just because we're just sitting here, we're not doing anything.
Yeah, it's not our fault, man. Look, hands up here.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Not a band account. $2. Was Julian Bashir away infiltrating Section 31? I don't know where he is at the moment. He's probably with Esri. They had a relationship. And if she's captain of a ship,
I don't know why she would be, because she was a counselor.
I know.
There's no reason why
I
she'd be a
know.
captain. Maybe in like 20 years after entirely change her career path, but I don't know why anyone thinks she'd be a captain.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, Troy will be a captain someday. Why?
Please no.
Why would she? Even Worf being a captain, you wouldn't necessarily think, because he has other things he wants to do. You know, it's like being an admiral. Once you lock yourself into a certain career path, you're kind of, you know, being a free agent's quite fun. Or being a you know, if you want to do security, you be security. That they can be a pinnacle of your career. You don't necessarily need to be the command track.
Maybe Sean O'Sullivan, or maybe I got an idea for that, but hold on. Sean O'Sullivan says it glitches to black, then thinks about showing an ad sometimes, comes back sometimes, have to exit and come back in. I noticed early when we started, we had like 27 people here and it dropped immediately to 7. I'm wondering if that's why. So thank you for staying with us or coming back.
Because we've done
It's
nothing.
not our fault. Yeah.
And I mean, it says it's stable now. Everything's. Oh, well. Well. Okay, let me turn on the stream and see what it looks like from the people's end. So I'm going to have 3
Eric's
versions
cat.
of you now, Stuart, on the screen.
Awesome. Eric Martin says Cap sounds like he's getting sick. Yes, yesterday and today my throat's been very iffy. Kind of lost my voice a little bit, so.
Well, you better get it back for the Comic-Con on Saturday, because we're certainly expecting news, given they have the entire TNG cast on a panel.
When is that? This Sunday?
I think it's Saturday. I think.
Well,
Which is good, because I was originally going to be away this weekend on a family event, but they got cancelled because Granny got COVID.
Well, this is Thanksgiving, so for my family. So on the 9th, I'm going to Toronto, so I'll be gone all day Sunday anyway.
So 6th to 9th. Let's see where the Star Trek panel is. I mean, if it's a Friday, that'd be good, bad.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. I do know what days, though. It's Saturday, October 8th at 4 p.m. for 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, or ET.
Well, that won't work. Because I'm going to be in Toronto all day on Sunday, so we won't be able to film Sunday. We'll have to do it Monday.
So I guess I'll be live. So I guess we're not doing Trekyards either, because that was originally the possible plan. But you're off doing family anyway.
Yeah, Sunday anyway. Saturday, I don't think there's much going on.
Because this is a Saturday, October 8th, the panel.
Yeah, but at 8 p.m.
No, 4 to
Eastern
5:30 Eastern.
Okay. Well, then maybe we could film right after that. But
Well, I assume live, not film, because we want to like be reacting. I assume.
We will see.
What time is that? ET is ET Eastern Standard Time, or is it different?
Yes.
Why is it called ET then? Why are they trying to phone
Eastern
home?
time.
Okay, just to cut the So that's our normal lifetime then, 4 to 5:30, 4 to...
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Yeah. So it'd be but they tend to start with a panel. I start with something, so I guess that might be, yeah. Because, I mean, you guys certainly show up when there's a brand new thing. I mean, those that last event really super chatted us into like a haha, we're not doing poorly. Yeah, so Sean, you're not going to a different con, yeah.
But going back to the why would Ezri be a captain? Section 31.
Oh,
say Bashir, we can make her a captain. We could use her out in the field. They replaced her, or basically, they killed Ezri and replaced her with another.
Yeah.
There's story potential there. That's why she became a captain so quick.
It's definitely a interesting equation that the power that these writers have. Mike or whoever wrote the episode could have literally just had a offhanded comment. Oh, Julian's third kid doesn't agree with me. There's so much power to change canon or add to it. It's amazing that you didn't get any references to anybody else.
Yeah.
Because Mike literally could have said, oh, we'll go talk to Ben. Oh, does it mean go and talk to Cisco? That's part of the thing. That he could entirely change the dynamic. It's amazing. It's amazing he doesn't do as much as he could.
Well, that opens up an interesting question for you guys out there. Super chat in, who would you have liked to have seen on DS9 that we didn't see? Because there is a lot of potential. I would have loved to have seen Garrick. They referenced his shop, but that would have been an awesome. Assuming he's still there. I mean,
I feel
things
like
have
he would
changed
stay.
a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. The shop would stay for sure. I think you'd keep the shop there, but it's Garrick, man. He's unpredictable.
But Garrick's like this. The full episode's about Garrick. You can't. I feel like putting 3 in without putting like Lita in or Rom in just for the lols, like a smaller character. I mean, Garrick would be like an entire episode of Garrick appearing. Although I can certainly imagine Garrick appearing on the Cerritos, and it's like, oh, Captain Freeman, you wanted your new suit. I've come all the way from DS9 to tailor your new suit. This is not dodgy at all, crew. I'm just a simple tailor, tinker, soldier, spy. I mean tailor.
Sean O'Sullivan says Cisco's kid could be at the Academy graduate vote now. No, he couldn't.
No, 5 years.
He would be 5 years old.
But hey, I mean, that's a story you could tell with, deadbeat dad Cisco's baby mama and his child.
Oof.
Yeah. Cassidy would be fun, though. I'd like to go back just for the lols of she was in Orville and that back to back. That'd been really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad account. $2. We should have seen Worf, captain of the Enterprise. Okay, guys, let it go. He's a captain. Okay, I'll concede. Sure, whatever, captain. Yay. But of the Enterprise, no, it's not happening. Just stop. It drives me nuts hearing that.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
I assume a comic of some sort or a book, but why would Worf, put in the chat, why would Worf be Captain Enterprise?
Yeah. Data or before in the countdown thing kind of made sense a little bit, but even that was stretching credibility. So I don't know.
That's nothing against Worf in particular. It's just there are obviously lots and lots of better candidates. Dozens, hundreds of other captains. Worf is not the best. Even though he's literally ambassador for Kronos,
yeah,
he wouldn't be a good ambassador as a Starfleet ambassador in the flagship going forwards. We saw how he was in that one time that he thought he was in command and he was all aggressive and firing phasers and like that's how
they would need an onboard admiral just to tell him no, because no one would be telling him no like they do all through TNG. No, we cannot fire at them.
See, they're saying he was first officer in the novels. See, first officer works fine. He's a good first officer choice, but he wouldn't be a captain choice. And captain of a Klingon ship, hey, every night and day. And even as he was captain of Defiant, sort of technically, as just as much as Commander Sisko was captain of DS9. You can have a lower rank being commander, I guess. So he was, in a sense, acting captain of the Defiant. Like a warship, I would buy as well, but a flagship exploration craft in time of peace is not at all logical, and also just boring. Like Michael Dorn come back as Worf to walk around and give orders in a normal fashion would be dull. It's not a good use of the character.
Yeah.
Now, Frakes, if he had come back and, say, Picard season 6, they offered him a field promotion to captain again after he's retired slightly, and we need you on the Enterprise, you're the one that understands the legacy of the flagship. That I could buy. Like really seasoned Riker being forced back in the command chair. He's now like that. I could sort of buy, though reluctantly a captain. Yeah. Who would you, realistically? I think we'd be on the same page. I'm sure. Who would you think would be a good Enterprise captain of the Enterprise? Let's say the E. Let's assume the E's still around because we don't know. Of the people we know.
Oh, you just fucked it up for me. I was going to say Captain Madison because I just made him up. It should just be an up and coming young guy that's just not necessarily young. Sorry, this is the flagship. Somebody seasoned that.
Jonas Harriman.
There you go.
Of the Enterprise E. And the Nexus isn't close, so he won't blow up anything. And we'll put Picard on the Enterprise E with Captain, or I guess the Enterprise F with Captain Jonas Harriman, and he'll die in deflector control, and then the Nexus will come back, and that's where we get Shatner back in the double Nexus. It'll be Star Trek Generations 2. Now Picard is the one the Nexus, and he's got to use. Yeah,
well, Janeway's still there. An element of Picard would still be there.
Yeah, Janeway's got to get Picard, and Picard's got to get Kirk, and by doing so they get Kirk out of the Nexus again because time's non-linear. And now you've got Kirk, Janeway, and Sisko. Sisko's back because they pay him lots of money, and Picard. There we go. We done it. They're all in the same room.
I've solved it. I know who should be next Enterprise.
Okay.
Just make everyone out there happy.
Right.
Raffi, Captain Raffi of the Enterprise. That makes 0 sense. But.
So I just hung up on Stuart because that's an insane thing to do. I am not going to stand for that.
Did you fire me from Trekyards? I don't blame you.
That comment was too far.
Okay, I like it. I agree. That's why I could have said Girardi or Gotti.
I hope you smiled quite broadly when you lost signal. I hope you had quite a big smiley face once you realised.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, what happened? Oh, I probably got fired. All right, cool. I don't know how the commander's firing you, but hey, that's good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Now he set a precedent. Now I can do that to him, but he's streaming it, so he's streaming it, so it's not going to work.
Yeah, just be me again. Woohoo! Stuart! Woohoo!
I need the power. All right, well, let's get to some super chats. Eric Martin, $5. Garrick arguing with Mariner could have been an interesting scene. Ooh,
yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, but that's a whole episode again.
Or actually, Garrick just like so Boimler and like pulling him aside because you know how manipulative Garrick is.
Yes.
Who knows what he would want Boimler for?
That's great.
But yeah, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
Isle of Film throws in €2. Commander, was this the first canon DS9 appearance in HD? Ooh.
Damn, yeah. I mean, they remastered TNG's appearance, Birthright, into HD. So that was the first time I saw the station in HD. But as a fresh do, yes. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
E.R. Mixon's craziest theory says Geordi was a decent Enterprise captain in the alternate timeline. Which alternate timeline?
He was the Challenger's captain, which was a Galaxy class.
Yes.
We know our lore, Stuart. We know our lore.
He was not the Enterprise captain. I was just wondering if I was overlooking something, but
But it was, yeah. I would also not for the Enterprise though. That feels like the wrong assignment for him. I mean, most people shouldn't
Yeah,
go to the
'cause-
Enterprise. It's too special. But the another ship. I certainly want to see him captain of a ship. I would like to see a captain of a ship. Yeah, that's just me.
yeah, just Worf's not the right choice, guys.
Like I said,
Let it go.
even Data's a bit of a push. Honestly, wouldn't fully work.
If Data hadn't died, Data would have been fine, I think, for the Enterprise. But with it being B4 and then the countdown comment saying that he was now the Enterprise or the captain of the Enterprise F, it was interesting. It was an interesting idea, but
who's a good shout of the crew? I mean, Geordie, I could get behind slightly, but still not really.
Roe. Ensign Roe.
Admiral Kane.
Chief O'Brien.
Okay.
A non-commissioned captain.
Okay. Hell of a curveball. Let's assume some stuff happens in the last few years. What about Barclay? Temporary command.
No. I can't see it in any way.
Okay.
It's a little too stressful of a job, I think. For
But he's
the
evolved,
Barkster.
sure. After he kept saving the galaxy, he evolved.
No, he didn't. He keep falling back into his old routines.
Leffler.
Lore.
Leffler.
Yes. For
Captain,
rules.
Captain Leffler.
Yes. I back that. I back that 100%.
I mean, TNG is what, a good 20 years ago? That lady at that level of coolness could get captain in 20 years. There you go.
Yeah.
Captain Robin Leffler of the S Enterprise F. Mike.
I like it.
Thank you.
Yep. Beautiful.
Hey,
Oh my goodness. What a spin-off conversation this has turned into.
wow, it's an interesting point. Yeah. But it's just weird not to see the DS9 legacy of the Defiant and those things that we know continuing. It implies that it's changed a ton. So, who would be in charge of DS9? Who would be on the Defiant here? Those questions don't seem relevant anymore because the station was kind of empty of that stuff.
Yeah, I want the canon explanation from Mike, and there's not such a Starfleet presence on DS9 anymore, and how that came about. Wonder if they've got that all worked out, like the 5 or 6 years in between.
I assume there's an idea.
I know that. Yeah, well, the war's not on anymore. It's not. It's still a super important station, right at the entrance to the Gamma Quadrant. But
Yeah, well, exactly.
I don't know, man. There's got to be a cool explanation for that. Oh yeah, well, Dave Moon made an even more egregious suggestion than I did. He says Captain Michael Burnham III, surely.
Ah.
Can you hang up on Dave Moon? Oh, we can ban him from the chat. Just kidding,
quite.
Dave.
Not quite.
Ooh, Chuck A wants to see Federation President Ozzy in
Ooh.
DS9, please. Mino Other says, please give us the DS9 what we left behind as a DS9 series.
No. I dislike that so much.
Certain elements from it were okay, but overall, I don't know. Do you have a new poll idea?
Sure. Your
We'll end
results
this
are
poll.
91 votes, 97% yes. 5 DS9 after so long, and 3 MF said no.
Wow, more like 2.
Well, yes, 3%
Maybe 1.
MFs. Yes. Oh. But twice.
Trekyards, yes. Trekyards just now. Oh, come on, you should have kept that one. Trekyards, yes or no? had 2 votes. How to get 2 votes? 100% yes for Trekyards. That's 100% poll. Very nice. ER Mixon's craziest theory says there still seems to be a reasonable Starfleet presence, but Kira's in charge now. Yes. Except everyone in Ops was Bajoran. But there is still Starfleet personnel, as we know, because Mask is a Orion Federation officer. But Matthew DeFrida says, F it, let's have Soji be in command of the Enterprise L. Or the Enterprise LOL.
No, we don't talk about LOL because they didn't in the show. And there's the new poll.
They should have Tom Paris as Captain of the Enterprise.
Yep.
Harry Kim.
I mean, that's... Yeah.
Would you tune in to a Saturday live stream if a Picard Season 3 full trailer was released? Yes or no?
Because, I mean, it feels like they're going to. And we've only had teasers, and they might tell us actually about the story. Because until we know, we don't know.
We don't know what we don't know till we know it.
That's true. That's true.
I know. Eric says they could have had Cassidy Yates staring out that window. Yeah. Well, would she stick around on the station? There's the possibility that Sisko could return any second, literally. What happened to Cassidy and her baby? We know that Jake's still on the station, if that's the junior reporter that Rutherford was referring to, which you would imagine would be. I can see him sticking around the station waiting for his dad, because he kind of spent his whole life trying to save his dad at one point.
But I wouldn't wait for Sisko, because I wouldn't think he's ever going to come back, personally, given how the ending was. He went to do his prophesized life's work in a god temple alien creature. He was ascended. Like, he's not corporeal. He's not, I wouldn't think he's ever coming back.
Like 10,000 years and he's going to return 10,000 years, and where is everybody?
Yeah, like, if he chooses to come back, he'll just appear. Like, there'll be a, ooh, here he is. Never, hey, I'll come back and see my kid. Like, he's gone. So I would never, I might come back, like, every couple of years for, like, a commiseratory celebrating his life, because he's nearby. That, fine. Although you would think that Jake could go into the wormhole. Cause I wasn't it that if they opened an orb, it triggered the visions with the prophets? Because they could do it anyway, but wasn't that a thing? Because Sisko did occasionally go in and just talk to them deliberately. So, like, Captain Sisko's in the wormhole as a prophet. He could, in theory, do a communication vision like the others can.
Oh, right? Captain Sisko's also in the wormhole and is non-linear, so he can literally pop in anytime. He can pop in at the time of his kid's birth, go, oh my god, my baby boy, I got a split. Come back like
which
10 seconds later.
Makes it sad because he never did.
I know.
Yeah, every minute is not with them. He's choosing to by that logic. But then same thing with Q.
I know, and that makes it. Yeah. Not a band account. $2. Wanted to see Melora again, or Captain Ezri, or Nog. Nog would have been good, but Aaron Eisenberg, unfortunately, sadly, yeah.
I mean, we've obviously pushed past the gate of they've passed on to stock audio. That was done massively in Prodigy, so they could have recreated an old moment, but those old holodeck versions, you'd get away with it, doing a real. It's like a cheap man deep fake, but not. I don't know. Mention him at least, but that's assuming you get 7 seasons, they have to allow for more time. And Mike, I'm sure, has the unfortunate problem of he's called out for fan service unlike anyone else, as into the same level. So he's to be careful of how far is too far. Going to DS9, both people are functional to the plot. They're not necessarily just there for the sake of it. No one's there for the sake of it. So I can imagine he got, he either gave or took pushback from somebody in the room saying like, "I was too fan servicey," which is fine. That's a fair enough thing to say, but I feel that's probably a part of it.
E.R. Mixon's craziest theories. We don't know that he never did, only that he didn't stick around long enough to become public knowledge. I couldn't see him having a moment with Jennifer, or not Jennifer, Cassidy, with the baby, but still, dude, stick around or come. Once you do all the things you need to do, since time is on linear for you, just come back in literally a second and spend the rest of your existence here with me. I don't know. I'd be pissed if I was Cassidy.
Yeah, I don't literally mean never did in the sense that he literally never did. I mean that we never saw it. And therefore that's kind of... That was the chance. They didn't... we saw DS9, he wasn't in the other episodes. They've kind of had their chance,
And Dan mentioned something that I thought of. They didn't mention Vic Fontaine. It would have been cool to have Vic still be doing things in the holodeck and have them go in to watch one of his shows or something. I liked Vic.
Well, that wouldn't have fitted time-wise, especially as Vic has no personal connection to Kira, to Freeman or to Strax. But
I know, but they could go and watch one of his shows just for entertainment because they're on the station.
Yeah.
You could offer up some wisdom or some advice.
But that would have to be a tiny cameo to kind of fit in the structure.
Yeah, I know.
Or alternately, if you take over the wormhole subplot, if instead the Kamarans, whatever they were called, they go into the holodeck instead as a way of hiding from the crew, and therefore it could be Vic's program. That would be a version of doing that. But that would have been a bit weird.
And I agree with this, Jericho. I think Cassidy would be living on Bajor. Yeah, probably. Cisco wanted to buy that property and build on Bajor. I could see that being a thing for sure.
It's tricky because she was a workman's trader her entire life. To go from having a job, having a ship, having a career to living on Bajor. I mean, she's got a kid to raise now. That's obviously different. But I would assume that yes, it's what Cisco wanted, but also
by herself.
Well, you're by yourself. But she's going to be revered, and the son's going to be revered, or daughter, down on the planet. Do you really want to go where you'll be looked up to as messiahs, or patron of the Messiah? That's going to create a weird pressure and destroy the child's psyche, So I wouldn't want to live on Bajor because for that very reason it'd go to the kid would never be normal because it'd be treated a certain way for the entire life.
That's interesting. I never considered that. Yeah.
Especially as I'm sure they're going to transmogrify the idea of, well, the child of the prophet must also have profiteering abilities. It's very logical. It's very organic. And that could be a story in season 13 of Lower Decks once he's old enough to be a character. That's fine. That's totally fine as a concept. And of all the reasons to bring back Avery as character, the son of Cisco has to commune with Cisco and bring him back. That's a fine plot. Although that he's got to deal with being a deadbeat dad for 30 years is not really great. But also God Prophet. I mean, it's a pretty it's a pretty good reason.
Yeah, I could also see Cassidy just taking off, and because memories of the station and the wormhole right there would be like a sore spot all the time. So yeah, get away from it all. And
I don't even think it'd be like getting away from it. I think it'd just be more a case of she has her own life. It's trader. It's a trader, so she'd continue her life as it was. Because she never moved to DS9. She still had a ship up until the end, I believe. So I just think it'd just be, I'm doing my life. Now I've got a kid. I'm raising him. I still trade DS9 to see my friends there, etc. But I think it would be the same life, honestly. Maybe when she earns enough to retire, she can, look after the kid. But she's a captain, not the single operator, so she could spend less time doing the manual labour, more time with the kid. It is possible. I think it'd be pretty similar, honestly.
People are getting more ads again, which is sad. Joseph, I like that idea. I can see Vic being pissed at Mariner about that one time when she reprogrammed him to be a 90s rapper.
Oh, oh, yes.
Something like that would be great.
Yeah.
Mariner did spend some time on the station, so yeah.
At least a
Yes,
year or
I like
two.
it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, to have the same actor try and sing some modernistic elements.
And
That'd be good. That'd be good.
and Matthew, no, we did not plan that ads. I tell you when we're doing an ad break if we put one in
Yes,
manually.
we make a joke out of it. This is not a joking matter. It's just happening. Weird. We're sorry. We're not doing it. I mean, hey, if we get paid for the ads, that's cool. I don't think we will, though.
Yeah. It switched up his lingo. What up, dog? I'm Vic.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be. I mean, I was picturing what we said about Vic earlier. It would be organic if at some point, just like the Hollow Doctor transferred to the Prometheus, you can always have Vic transfer from DS9 to the Cerritos, meet Mara on a holodeck, and say, "I've got a secret message from you from Kira. Here I am." Like that, I could see being a really organic way of having Vic in meaningfully. If you can go DS9.
I like that.
Yeah.
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 One thing that surprised me is that Jake wasn't in it. Like they mentioned him, but I mean, Cirque Lofton, I'm sure he would be down to do it. I was kind of surprised that he wasn't in it, even just for a minute.
I'm more surprised that he's not in other episodes, in that he could easily be put in as a side character, as a reporter. That I could see functionally being a better use of the character, because his ability to be not on the station is pretty unique for the rest of the crew. Most of them just exist there and then. It's like I would love to see just go to Ferenginar and meet Rom and Lita. Like they're just there. You know, it's a DS9 crossover only in so much as they have lives outside of the thing. It'd be great to see just Jake show up show up and interview Freeman, you know, and it's like, oh, is it, and then like I say, Mariner and Jake, you know, hanging out would be cute. That's the story in itself, you know, which I kind of vaguely thought it might have done after her whole, you know, she bombed a planet. I could have seen a news reporter come to interview her. It happens to be.
Yes.
That would have been super logical, and then some other deeper plot because of it, you know. And speaking of, I
a lot of people are getting.
Oh, sorry.
A lot of people are getting booted out of our live stream, and they're being shown other Trekyards videos. Because I saw the number drop from like 57 to like 20 something, and people are. You know, so I don't know what's going on with YouTube. It could just be a glitch right now. I hope it's not something that's going to be like forward, because it would suck.
I mean, a lot of things have to go right for it to work, I guess. And speaking of,
A lot of people are getting.
Because I had the live in the other window and it wasn't doing anything. Although in fairness, I can only go back 2 minutes 30. Which is...
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Ear Mixon's craziest series.
But it says 50... That's weird.
Craziest Theories says he brought it up on his podcast to Mike McMahon. Apparently, they need to have a talk about what Jake is up to.
Yeah.
I think the idea is that Jake deserves his own episode. Oh, I totally agree.
Yep. Stick elements.
and-
That'd be good. That'd be good.
But
the reference
Matthew,
to
no,
the
we did
dimension
not
was
plan
really-
that. Somebody might have hacked your stream. No, don't think so. That's not how that works. We can't kick people out to other videos.
Yeah.
Try turning video off. Yeah, people are talking about like Renee and Renee Abenwa and Aaron Eisenberg passing away. Their characters haven't passed away, so
Yeah.
And then you can have a different voice actor, but do you really want to do that? Like,
I mean, Odo, you could, because you could say that the Great Link changed him. That's actually quite easy to do. But would you want to? I'm just pleased with all these things, considering they both were around to successfully be in the Star Trek Online expansion, the big DS9 one, and then the dock. Because that was not long after the dock we lost both. So that should always be thankful for the fullness of that dock will never happen again ever. I'm still sort of regretful. We did see Aaron and well, we saw Nog, Lita, and Rom on stage at Vegas last time they were in costume together. I certainly wish we'd got a picture now because it's very expensive, but I wish I'd known, obviously. But at least we got to see him in full uniform one last time. I have a picture of it, a crap far away picture. You know,
I got a few of them on stage, yeah.
because that was really nice to see. Because that was, yeah. Oh, sorry guys. I mean, we are.
Maybe that could be the problem with your problem you're having with your OBS. Maybe
Well, it's. I mean, yeah, but it keeps being okay and then not okay again. But I'm not doing anything on this PC.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume it's my
YouTube is-
internet because I'm the one streaming it. That's obviously it is this setup.
Well, here it says error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering.
I know how buffer time
I'm
is.
getting that warning. Buffer time.
Like I say, I don't know.
Or Jake doing a book signing. A book signing would be good. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, the thing is, Lower Decks, they do write themselves. Honestly, story-wise, there's so many things you can do with the characters that are just gold. Nog was killed off in DS9. What will leave behind? So it might be canon. No, that was a
It's not canon.
fun, chill. Let's write something in a day with no. Remember, that was literally a first draft write in a day without any oversight. That is not remotely. You always have to go through layers of discussion and just thinking about it overnight. I didn't do that, so no, not remotely. And I would be so upset if it was, because Kira's an absolute bitch in that. What she did, I don't buy for a second. So
Yeah.
you know.
And I wonder if they feel bad about that, killing off Nog and then him passing like for real shortly after. I'd feel like, oh man, because he gave them the finger in Vegas for doing that. So
I mean, it's certainly a life imitating art, imitating life. I don't think I feel bad about it. It's just the universe conspired there.
yeah,
Yeah, but still, I do think that given this, we're not in the best case to do 2 full hours. So if we
I
can
don't
get
think so either.
$25 more, we'll not remotely hit our minimum, but that will help us jump us up a little bit. So 5 fives would be super helpful, barely an inconvenience. 25 5 fives, or even just 125, that would really help us out. Really only 45, but I'll say 25. Still a good discussion, Stuart, about DS9, and certainly hard to long debate if people are being booted in and out, because we want to have more people to discuss and debate. But we tried. We tried. I can report,
yeah. So another.
I can report to you though that I did
Oh,
get
go ahead.
a Twitter from that chap that's quite important again. Got back to me after a day. Nothing important as a message, but yay more communication. Trying to ensure future access, which is exciting. So yay.
Good.
Just got that just now.
Good. Just now. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Good
something last night. So it was but yeah, that's fine. Just yeah.
Yeah, so another few super chats, and we'll call it a day for this. And yeah, we might have a thing to do on Saturday around this time.
I mean, I'm sure that if you
Stay
aren't
tuned.
available, I'll jump on because it's going to be that big, I'm sure. And if you're busy, I might have to do one on Sunday as well. Try and generate the double interest because that might be a good idea.
Might have to, but yeah, Sunday's out for me for sure. But Monday, moving forward, would be fine.
Yeah, because I was going to be at like a granddad's reunion, but he got COVID, so that's so I'm going to be doing other work. I've got a lot of client work I should be doing as always, but catching up is a nice feeling. kind of, but it's some good stuff today, and no, that's not an interesting story. Also, Matt will get this. I bought this hard drive middle of this year. It's a G drive, which is meant to be a high end. It's more expensive for what you get, but it's meant to be like a high end production drive, more redundancy, better. And it was
And it
easy.
failed on you.
Sort of, yeah. So it failed on me. I have literally 10 drives of huge amounts down underneath the chair. I have so much memory. And this condenses all of my Trek shorts in the middle of my production. This is at least 15 terabytes or 12 terabytes of stuff that I have no backups of because, well, if it costs $500 to make a backup and then you have another 500, you know, I haven't got $4,000 or $5,000 extra, whatever. It mounts up very, very quickly, so I got to be clever, but I can't be that, you know. Anyway, so I was trying to get something from it the other day, and I hadn't used it for a long time, so I just put it on the side. And I was like, well, what? It's not spooling up. The light's on, but it's not spooling up. So I took it to an engineer friend I have. Well, I say friend, a guy who fixes my tricorders, which he quite enjoys, in town. He works at like a fridge freezer store that sells electronics, and he's just their engineer guy, but we give him cool weird things to fix. Anyway, I said to him, this is doing this, help. And he said, well, I need the plug. It's like, oh, okay, I thought you'd have all the plugs. Well, no, it needs the specific plug because it's 19 watts. He says, okay. So I came back and I was trying to find it, and turns out that I have 11 plugs for hard drives, and they're all 12 watts. That's why it's very likely why it's not turning on, because it's not getting enough power. I had a specific one charger for it when it came in a box, and then when I moved it, I put it somewhere. I have so many effing chargers, so many, and none of them the right one. So I have to search, because I do not know where the hell that is. And it shouldn't be broken though. Although he said that if I'd plugged the more wattage into a normal hard drive, it would have burned it out. So luckily I've now learned that lesson of don't do that, because any hard drive lost would be irreparable. But I can't afford to, you know, I'm so out of money at this point. As you know from the Trek shorts, I'm severely not doing well. You know, I'd have to buy at least $1,000 of hard drives to back up some of it. Really, $2,000 of hard drives to back up everything.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, and that's just the backup. It's not even, like, that's not even useful space. It's just the backup space. You know, $2,000 bonus.
Mm.
But there you go. So maybe it's broken, but maybe it's not. But I didn't realize I had like 15 hard drive cables.
Oh shit. Okay, Dan, that's random. Yeah, apparently it's booting people out. If you skip the ad on the live, it takes you to another Trekyards video. Weird.
Right.
Everybody go complain to YouTube. Do it now.
Or super thanks on the video that it sends you to.
Hey, yeah, that all works out.
Just saying. Ooh, they've just announced the names for the next 5 episodes of Prodigy. Would you like to know the next 5? Ooh, that sounds cool. Would you like to know, Stuart?
Yes.
Episode 11 of Season 1, 8 months later, Asylum. Episode 12, Let Sleeping Borg Lie.
Oh.
Episode 13, All the World's a Stage. Episode 14, Crossroads. Episode 15, Masquerade. Streaming November 24th. Damn, son. Let Sleeping Borg Lie. That makes me happy on the inside. Because, I mean, they can just proto-warp to... Gosh, that'd be easy if you were... Oh, there's 3 Borg cubes! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess the Prodigy Supernova game's coming out like the 14th of October, I think. And then, the series starts again on the 27th.
Yeah, it's real soon. And we'll be having some Prodigy interviews for that as well, which will be exciting. And we went pretty hardcore with the questions, so look forward to that. And they're answered very well. So good job for Prodigy team, because they do a good job. And also the if you want to go buy the Blu-ray for Picard Season 2, came out today in the US, but not anywhere else. So US, with a few special features. A look at design in the Stargazer. So I'm sure I'll buy it just for that, although everyone's on Skype because it's a pandemic, so I love the crappy backgrounds, etc. It's like, really? You could have sent people to their houses. Like, you could have made it COVID safe and done it properly, but save the money and do it on video chat.
This is the way.
I guess no one super chat, Stuart. That's disappointing. But hey, at least we got coffee.
That was a pretty good discussion too.
It was.
So. Sorry about the live kicking you guys out. Don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, seriously.
If that keeps up, I'm not going to be happy.
But I mean, the fact is, guys, we've done hundreds of lives. So that's the first time that's happened. So I think we're doing quite well.
Yes.
You know. All right. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow probably. And welcome back to DS9. Hope to see you soon. And thank you to the last super chat who was scroll.
Not a band account.
Hey, good stuff. So until then, he is Captain Foley.
And he is Commander Calkins.
He is.
See you guys later.
Bye guys.